morning. It's Saturday morning and I'm in the shop. I'm going to continue on with the detail on this Porsche 991. But firstly, I want to apologise to everybody who's been watching my videos. It's been a bit of a shock this week to me that I found out on Monday that the videos I've been filming in 1080p have really been rendering in at the maximum 720. This was a massive disappointment to me that, you know, I'm trying to do quality work and I've been filming it or trying to film, and now I might be alright with a polisher, but I'm useless when it comes to the filming, understanding how it all works, the editing. You know, it drives me insane that I can't get my head around it, but I thought at least I can show the videos, you know, and the quality that I turn out. Well, on Monday I found out that, you know, it's been rendering, the editing suite has been rendering in 420 and 760 or whatever it is. And really this come to light by one of my good friends who watches my videos. He says, you know, that the quality is just rubbish. So it disheartened me. You can imagine I've probably done 200 videos, and you know, it sort of hit me like a brick that the quality of the videos are not matching the quality of the work. So I've been a bit disheartened with the filming this week. So consequently with this Porsche, you know, I found it difficult to actually film, you know, how bad the paintwork is, and you know, to get good content to give you. Now, yesterday was the first time that I thought I'll try and film a bit of it, and when I watched the video after, the light flicker and everything was horrendous. I'll put it in, you know, to show you what I mean, but you know, the filming was rubbish. And so again, overnight, you know, I've been thinking, you know, why are you doing it? You know, it's you're not showing the true extent of the work that you do and the finish that you get. And so I've been a little bit down about it. Today, you know, I've sort of gone through some YouTube videos to try and understand what to do to try and get the quality up. Whether it works or not when I try it tonight's another thing. But I'm gonna, you know, concentrate. I'm not just gonna throw the towel in like I felt like on Monday. You know, I'm gonna, you know, devote some time to try and learn to do it properly. But obviously I can't go over all the videos I've ever put on and you know, re-edit the videos so that they render in a higher quality. So to me, I've just wasted 2.5 years of, you know, this filming lot. Now I want to bring better content. It's always only been about trying to show the work that goes into creating the finishes, how we do it, to show that detailing, you know, is a far deeper profession than, you know, the valeting, because I think it's education. You know, people are not really educated. We've got into a world that's a throwaway world. You know, you use a car for 3 years, give it back, have another one. A pair of trainers, get a crease in, you get to the JD and buy another pair. There are still some old school detailers around, like myself, that, you know, when this all started there was a lot more in depth, you know, and obviously take longer. I mean, I'm slower than most because, you know, I only devote, you know, about 7 hours a day to it now. I'm 64, I'm having trouble with arthritis in my hands, and I could only hold a polisher for 6 or 7 hours maximum a day. Obviously I could stop the polishing and flit onto another part of the job. But your hands are using for everything. So, you know, this is why a lot of the time the jobs do seem to take longer than necessary. But, you know, the, the hours of my life, what I want to do with it, you know, this is, if I treated this like a job, then I wouldn't want to do it. You know, this is more passion driven. You know, I've said before, you know, then the passion behind creating these things is what makes me happy, satisfied with what I've done for a day. But of course, having found out about these videos, it's really sort of, I wouldn't say it's depressed me, but it certainly had me a bit low this week. So I'm going to try and do a couple of videos today, and we'll see how they come out. I'll put the ones in I did yesterday just to show you how rubbish they were. I mean, even by my standards, they were rubbish. And my standards, you know, are quite rubbish anyway. But I just thought, you know, it's something I wanted to share with you, that, you know, the videos that you've been watching are not really been at the highest quality to really show you the sort of finishes. And it's a bit of a bummer when you know, you think you're showing off, you know, high class work, and then, you know, from my own inadequacies, I'm not showing them off in the best light. So I'm going to try and put it right. Well, I'm definitely going to put it right. How long it'll take me to, you know, put a good video out is another thing, but bear with me, it'll come. And I'm going to spend a couple of hours today on this, and I'm going to try and film a little bit, I don't know, better, whatever. You know, it's just one of them things. We all go through life. We all have things that we think we could do better. I didn't even know they was coming out rubbish. I very rarely watch my own videos, so it was a bit of a shock, to be fair. But anyway, I'm going to stop rabbiting. I'm going to do some work, and I'll try and film some of it. Thanks for your continued support. Anyway, even though they're crap. And I'll see you on the next one. Hello everybody, it's Ted. Well, this week I've got Peter's new acquisition, this lovely 991 Carrera S, and basically he's collected it from the dealers, and although it looks lovely and shiny, we're going to have to polish it. He doesn't want them touching it, and so he brought it to me to put it right. Now, to be able to show you the defects, I'll be turning the lights off and just use a torch. But as you can see, I've washed and decontaminated and clay barred it this morning, and it looks lovely, but there's a few hidden surprises. So I'll turn the lights off, and I'll try and film some of the defects and show you. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, starting on the bonnet, you can see, well, it is all over. We've got plenty of wash swirls to get rid of, but this has also been polished prior to collection of the car. You know, the bonnet generally, that's what it looks like. We get onto the wing, and now you can see holograms. There's some deep scratches there that are not showing up very well, but you can see exactly, you know, the preparation that's been done. There's plenty of marks in it, you know, and this has been prepped, you know, before he's collected the car. and the car has done no miles since. So you can see all over the car and around the door handle. It looks like there's been some paint work around the handle, because that's DA marks in the paint around there. See if I can give you a closer look. Just there, sanding marks. Again, just going over the car. There's plenty of scratches. And again, holograms everywhere. Plenty of deep scratches for us to get rid of. Quite clearly see the finish. With white, when you're outside, it's really difficult to see any defects, you know, but I mean, this rear quarter, you can see, just covered in holograms. You know, there are some deep scratches. I don't think I need to go any further. We could see exactly what we're up against. So this is in for paint and wheels only. So basically, I'm looking to get it done, you know, within this week. Although I've been taking it quite easy this morning because of the heat. Turn the lights back on. And again, it looks lovely under the lights. You know, you wouldn't be able to tell anything was wrong with them. But I'm sure by the time I'm finished with it, the paint will look as clear as a daisy. Whether I can actually make it pop anymore, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the gloss level. You know, I mean, it's glossy. You know, it will just give it more clarity. You know, and a bit more body, but looks lovely anyway. Let's have a look at the lamps, see what they've done to the lamps. Yeah, and that's about the same as the paintwork. Look, you know, all you've got to do is hold the lamp on your rear lenses, and you can normally tell what the paintwork's going to be like anyway. So I'm going to crack on, and I'm sure I'm going to film some of the putting it right. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, I've started polishing. Initially I thought I was just going to do a 2-stage polish, since it's white, but then I thought, how do you make a white car pop? And so I'm going to attempt to make it look wet. So this is the rear quarter. If you remember, there was some scratches and holograms, and now it's nice and clear, and that's getting to a position where I can finalise it. Now I've got a few mops on the go, but I've just put a black on the rotary with 3800 and skimmed over it to see if it brightens it, and it is. So I'm gonna have another go at that. I've got to just finalise. I've done a cut on the rear lights. As you've seen, that was quite badly scratched, so they're coming along nicely. And we come to the back bumper. Now, you can see the sharpness of that fluorescent light there. And this bumper's clearly been repainted. There's little bits of dirt in it. Let's see if I can show right where the light is. And the finish leaves a lot to be desired. Basically they've painted it and they haven't bothered really even attempting to polish it up. So I'm going to do that now and get it to where that rear quarter is. And it's coming along, and I'm sure it's going to look lovely when it's finished. Still a long way to go yet. With this heat, I'm not spending all day polishing. So it'll take as long as it takes, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so that should cool us down a bit. I don't mind the hot weather myself, but swinging a polish around for 6 or 7 hours is no joke when you're dripping with sweat. So I'll just do what I can each day, depending on the weather. Right, let's crack on with this. As you can see, I've turned all the lights off and I'm working in the dark. The lights bounce into the white and it just floods the whole car, and it's really difficult to see all the individual scratches that I'm trying to remove. So I'm working with my headlights, which are hanging on there, and this LED light. Now you can see how it shows all the marks up. And I showed you earlier the side. Let's just give that a wipe. Always miss somewhere, don't you? Now the side of the bonnet, bumper is looking lovely. And I'm working my way around, so you can see where we're going into the next bit of damage. The light I've done to a finish, and that's looking like new. So I'm just going to keep working my way around this rear bumper. Now, as I said, I started off thinking I'm just going to do a 2-stage polish, but now I want to get it looking as good as I can. So unfortunately I'm not removing the badges. I'm going to have to work round them. I could template it up and put them back on, but to be honest, this isn't really in for the full Monty. But since it's Pete's car, I want to do the best job I can. But I don't want it running over about 9 days. So there we go. Right, so I'm going to carry on and I'll see you on the next one. Another section done. Just going to keep moving along now. Let's move along a bit and see. So we're making a big difference, and that's what it's in for.
another section done. Just going to keep moving along now. Let's move along a bit and see. So we're making a big difference, and that's what it's in for. Hi, it's Ted coming to you live and direct from the Devil's in the Detail. Well, this week's been a funny week. The early part of the week we had the extreme heat, and basically I didn't get a lot done. You know, by about lunchtime each day, it was just getting that hot that I decided to have the afternoons off. So Pete's Porsche, as you know, there's no rush for it. He's got numerous other cars, so you know there is no rush or no pressure to get it done. So Monday, Tuesday, bit of a washout weather-wise, and then Wednesday I managed to get a good day at it and done this rear quarter. That's looking very, very nice now. All the back end and bumper. The bumper was quite bad and took quite a long time for me to get it to a decent level. And yesterday I had to stop because I had a returning car that I had to do basically a maintenance day on. And I'll show you a bit more of what's happened with that shortly. So today I've been on this rear quarter, and you can see where I haven't wiped down properly as usual. This rear quarter is now looking really good, and I've been on the roof, and you know, by a previous video that I've shown, you can see the difference in the roof panel. So I'm on it really today, and for the foreseeable I don't think I've got any more interruptions coming, so I'll be able to crack on. Now, as you can see, I'm still working in the dark using one lamp like I used to do previously to having these premises. I had done everything with one lamp, but of course now I've got multiple lighting, but it's not really with white. You don't want loads of light flooding it. Like I explained earlier, you turn the lights on, everything looks glorious, and yet we know it's not. So you know, I could leave the lights on and just move the lamp about, but I prefer to do it in the dark. You know, it gives me a better view of any imperfections. Right, now speaking of imperfections, this vehicle, you've seen numerous times me do maintenance washes, and 2 years ago I polished the car from brand new and coated it with G-Technic ceramics. Now basically, it's owned by a doctor. They've had COVID and so had to isolate, and the car has sat covered in tree sap during this heat wave that we've had. This car was washed 5 times yesterday, and all these spots look like the surface spots, but they're actually now melted into the paint. So it's obviously softened the ceramics, softened the lacquer, and the spots are a permanent fixture of the lacquer now. So that's either got to be cut out or flatted out to get it out. And I mean, it's all over the car, and unfortunately, being black. But a black car in 40 degrees heat, sitting there, you know, permanently during the hot weather spell, the black paint gets to about 165, 170 degrees. And your paint lacquer is going to get softer, and so will the ceramics that's in the paint lacquer. So unfortunately, the ceramics are not going to stop things like this happening. You know, it's this is extreme, you know, and the car has just fried, you know, with tree sap all over it, and this is the result. So I'm waiting for the owner to arrive to discuss the options, but I do believe the car's due to be changed anyway, so we'll see what she says when she comes. But wanted to show that ceramic coatings aren't always bulletproof to every condition. This is extreme. If it was washed when the sap went on it, we wouldn't have this problem, but like I say, it has sat and been fried numerous times this week, so I thought I'd show it. I could probably polish it out, you know, with a good cut, but we'll speak to the owner and see what they want to do. Just trying to show that, you know, harsh conditions can cause harsh defects. This one obviously hasn't been out in the sun this week, it's been in here, so you know, it hasn't been infected at all. But it was already, you know, not in a really good state, you know, when collected from the dealers. You know, I think, like, you know, when you're spending this sort of money, you should at least get a decent finish. So anyway, that's my rant for today. The reason I ain't done loads of videos is because I've not done loads of hours on it, so I'll try and get a bit more as I go along. So I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching the videos. Watch how you go. As you can see, it's all looking pretty good. So apart from the fine polish Menzerner 3800, the roof's about done. Right, so I'm on the bonnet now. And I've just done this section here, and as we move down the panel, you can see what are the defects that we're removing. Right, so crack on. Right, let's attempt to show more of what's on this car. Now, you can see there's a lot of wash swirling, but there are some deeper scratches involved as well. And basically, it's all over the car. How it's been looked after is beyond me, but to think that a dealer has supplied this car in this condition, I find, you know, troubling. And what I also find troubling is that people accept it. You know, it's but I suppose under the lights in the showroom they look lovely, but as it is. So that's what it looks like in general, and this side is well on the way to being perfected. I think I've got every scratch and mark out of the one side of the bonnet. And as you can see. Now, the panels that I've completed are the roof. That's looking fine. All the top has been done. This rear quarter, all this panel, and this had something dragged down this, and there's some quite deep scratches, and especially across this spoiler. That was in a right state, and so was the rear bumper. Now there's a deep scratch. Let's see, I can't even find it myself now, but there is one scratch that I haven't been able to get everything out of. The rear lights have been polished. So, and this rear quarter's been done. So once the bonnet's done now, I'm going to spend the rest of this morning on the bonnet, and then Monday I shall send the car up in the air, get the wheels off, and I'll start doing the both doors, both front wings and front bumper. But it is coming on nice, and I'm hoping that I can make the car that shiny that it looks wet. It is looking nice. Obviously with white, to make white pop, you know, is I wouldn't say it's hard to do, but you don't see many whites that actually, you know, have a deep shine. So that's what I want to do to it. And then I hope that I can sort out the filming aspect, or the rendering, to give it a true showing of what it come out like. Right then, I'm gonna get back onto this bonnet and see what we can do. So I'll see you later.